All right, we'll begin proceedings today. Our host, our head boy, Alex Wenman, and head girl, Olivia Hughes, will be our hosts, and I'll ask Alex to begin proceedings.
Good morning to all. Mrs. Dorothy Haggett and Mrs. Kerry McCree, Canning District Soroptimist Society. Mr. Bill Prince, Chair of the Kentian Society. Mr. Peter Stokes, Life Members of the Kentian Society. Mrs. Margaret Wolfe, the Bremer family. Mrs. Pat Pincus, Miss Rod Delavadova, and Mr. Rod Beresford, Kentian Society Trustees. Mrs. Corinne Buller and Mrs. Charlotte Deeperbean, ex-students in Kentian Society award winners. Unfortunately, Mrs. Jean Stokes and Mr. Mashmed are absent today. Miss Kate Wilson, Principal, Miss Helena Reinschel, Mr. Craig Lynch, Mr. Phil Holbert, Deputy Principals of Kent Street Senior High School, teachers, parents and students, welcome to our final assembly of Term 1, in which we acknowledge the Kentian Scholarship and the Soroptimist Society award-winning students. We will begin proceedings with Acknowledgement to Country by Chad Sullivan.
We gather today in this special place to continue our learning journey together. We acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet. We pay our respects to elders past and present and future and acknowledge the spiritual connection to this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. The Principal, Miss Wilson, will now address the school.
Thanks, Olivia, and thanks, Alex. Good morning, everyone. It really is exciting to be here for an assembly. It's our second assembly for the term, and what's even more exciting is they're actually able to have some really special guests, not only at the front but also at the back. So it's really wonderful for us to welcome back parents into Kent Street Senior High School. We know that COVID has created some uncertain times, but we really thank you this morning for joining us to join in the acknowledgement of your students. We hope that we are going to be able to grow the number of parents that are able to attend assemblies of this nature in the future. So thanks again for your attendance this morning. We look forward to you joining us for a morning tea after the assembly. As has already been said by Mr. Lynch, this is a really special assembly, and it is an assembly that's been carried over as a result of COVID, and it's not an assembly that's been missed as a result of COVID. And the reason it hasn't been missed is because of its important, and it's held in high regard by Kent Street Senior High School. We know we are in a privileged position as a school to have a Kentian society. There are very few schools that are operating in the state that have this privilege. Sitting on the stage this morning are individuals that work for the betterment of Kent Street Senior High School. They're past students, they're proud past students, and now they are individuals passing on wisdom and also financial contributions to students who are sitting to my left. I really ask you to consider what the Kentian Society means to you. Do you know what our Kentian Society is? And if you don't, that's okay. We've got Mr. Prince with us this morning, and I'm sure he's going to share a few words that will get you excited about what the Society is and what it means for us and what it means for you as individuals and as proud members of Kent Street Senior High School. In our business plan, we have absolutely made a commitment to challenge the current perceptions of Kentians. And the reason we're doing that is because a number of you in the room may not actually be aware of how much work our Kentians do. So I really hope this morning, despite the fact that you may not be a scholarship winner, that you'll be sitting there with pride that you are going to be in a very privileged position once you finish Kent Street and actually be offered the opportunity to be a Kentian. We are hoping that as a school we're able to assist the Kentian Society to further grow, and it was my great privilege and pleasure earlier this week to be chatting on the veranda with Dion Kite. Now, some of you will absolutely know Dion Kite. He is a past student of Kent Street, a proud graduate of FLP. Dion is committed to being a Kentian, and I hope that you feel that you are willing to follow his footsteps in the years to come and consider the role that you might play in further growing the Kentian Society. So I sincerely thank all members of the Kentian Society who are here this morning. We really feel proud that you are here, and we thank you for the ongoing contribution you make to our school and the ongoing financial donations that you make to our number one asset, the students. Please join me in acknowledging these really special individuals. It would be remiss of me this morning to acknowledge that it is the final day of Term 1. It is really important that we celebrate and acknowledge that each and every one of you have made a tremendous commitment over the last 8 weeks. You have fitted in 10 weeks into 8. I really sincerely thank you for your pride and your commitment, not only to your studies, but to that of the reputation of Kent Street. You've heard me say it before, you'll hear me say it again. Reputation is paramount. Your reputation as well as ours as a school. I thank you for the way that you've carried yourselves. I thank you for the commitment and dedication you've shown to your teachers. And I also sincerely thank our teachers for the work that they've done over the course of the term that has not been easy. It is a really challenging time for teachers to have to fit 10 weeks into 8. They've done it exceptionally well, and I know as students that you will absolutely have felt that. And I hope that you are proud to be a student at Kent Street, and I sincerely thank you again for your contribution over the course of the term. And just in finishing up, I'd like to acknowledge the Cocos Island students that have been with us over the course of Term 1. Today is their final day at Kent Street Senior High School, and I really sincerely hope that our Cocos Island students are leaving us feeling proud that they've had an association with us, and that you are looking forward to us joining you on Cocos Islands at the end of Term 3 this year. To the 2 young men from Cocos Island that will be returning, Charlie and Henry, we are absolutely thrilled that you will be becoming proud students of Kent Street Senior High School. I sincerely thank you all for your participation this term, and I'm looking forward to us recognising our scholarship recipients this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms Wilson, for those kind words. Mrs Dorothy Hewitt and Mrs Kerry McCree will now make a special presentation on behalf of the Soroptimist Society.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Soroptimist International Canning District Club, who we try to work it all through this area mostly, and the Kent Street School has been with the club for some years now, more than probably I know. But each year now we present a scholarship to a girl who's going on to do Years 11 and 12 to help them out with their studies. And for this year, for 2021 to 22, it's been awarded to Isabella Pecorara. Sorry. And continuing on with our presentation, this honour board has just only come into being. It's been going on for 10 years, 16 years actually, the presentation of the scholarships, but we now have had the honour board done, which will now stay in the school forever, hopefully, after my time anyway. But congratulations to the school for everything that you do for young people.
Thank you, Mrs. Hewitt and Mrs. McCree. Mr. Bill Prince will now talk to us about the Kentian Scholarship Foundation.
Good morning, everybody. Just to let you know, I was not going to talk about the Kentian Society, but I'm also the chairman of the Kentian Society and a board member of the Kentian Scholarship Foundation. You'll probably learn more about the Kentian Society as we go through the school, but today we're looking at the Kentian Scholarship Foundation, and I'd like to thank our presenters today who are former students. The Kentian Scholarship Foundation, let's go back to 2004, because in 2004, one of our life members, Judith Lee, had a vision to provide scholarships for Kentian students. And that started off with one student. In 2009, the Kentian Scholarship Foundation was set up as a charitable organisation, and we presented our first scholarship in 2011. 2013 we presented multiple scholarships, and by 2019 we present 9 scholarships to year 10 and 11 students. They're now 11 and 12. So in all we've presented 70 scholarships to a value of $55,000 plus to people at this school. And we have some of our members here today who are principal donors and have made that possible. And if we have a look at the people that are here today, we go back to 1942 when Peter Stokes came to this school and left in 1944. And from an office boy created a successful business working in the dental industry and with education in dentistry. So I thank all our sponsors for that. I'll now get onto that and hand over to Charlotte Peterveen, 2019 Junior Peter Stokes Vocational Education Training Scholarship recipient, and Corinne Buller, the 2020 Junior Peter Stokes Vocational Education Training Scholarship.
The 2020 Jock Bremner Prize for Outstanding Endeavour in Science is presented by Jock's daughter, Margaret Wolfe, to Paola Canamicado. The 2021 Kentian Foundation Academic Scholarship is presented by Foundation Board Member Pat Pincus to Alfred Shepherd. The 2021 Susie Urbanak Earth and Environmental Science Scholarship is presented by Foundation Board Member Pat Pincus to Amelia Deepavine. The 2021 Jean and Peter Stokes Creative Arts Scholarship is presented by Principal Donor Peter Stokes to Brielle Bardot. The 2021 Jean and Peter Stokes Educational Fund Scholarship is presented by Principal Donor Peter Stokes to Silvana Pecoraro. The 2021 Jean and Peter Stokes Educational Fund Scholarship is presented by Principal Donor Peter Stokes and goes to Chad Sullivan. Smash Med Physics Scholarship, presented by Foundation Board member Rod Della Vedova, goes to Ashwini Nagmarata. The 2021 Vocational Education Training ATAR Scholarship, presented by Foundation Board member Rod Della Vedova, goes to Christopher Clem. And the 2021 Vocational Educational Training General Scholarship, presented by Foundation Board member Rod Della Vedova, goes to Alexander Wenman. Congratulations to all recipients, and I will now hand back to Bill Prince.
Firstly, again, I'll thank Corinne and Charlotte. I think they did an excellent job, and thanks for coming back. I'd also like to thank the sponsors, the selection panel, and all staff involved with the scholarship process, especially Amanda Bradford in the front office. All recipients, the hosts, and any other one I've missed. So I'll hand back to the Student Council.
Thank you to all the members of the Kentian Scholarship Foundation, and congratulations to all scholarship winners. I now invite Mr. Lynch to the podium.
Can I congratulate all the winners and thank the Kentian Scholarship Board? It was really enjoyable when I worked with you, and you do a marvellous job, and we're very privileged to have it at the school. Can I now ask the official party, the Kentians and the winners as well as parents, if they would like to make their way up to the staff room, and we have a special morning tea for you. Can you give them a round of applause?